Well, it's been 2 days now. The texture on the ceiling is dry and it's looking really good. I really do like the way this came out. I mean, yeah, you can kind of see the tape through it, but I'm more than happy with this. I mean, I've lived in rental houses my whole life, so I'm used to, hell, I've seen shit far worse than this that I was able to live with, so I'm happy with that. But now comes the time where I really crank up the slumlord dial or whatever, because now it's time to start filling in the walls here, fucking around this window where that smokestack used to be, around that window, and then all that right there. So I'm going to be using this shit right here. This is some hardboard paneling. I got 3 sheets here, and then I got another 7 sheets. This is actually a pattern type of paneling, but I'm going to be painting over it. So that's what I'm going to be using. And then for taking up this thickness here, so you see I got this framing here where I had to frame in to fit these new windows, and so we got a gap there, and I got some 1x2 here to make some framing extensions for that, to fill that in. So I'm going to cut these, get those nailed up, get that boxed in, so that when I lay my paneling, it'll take up that thickness. But I'm not going to be able to show you guys a whole lot of footage of me working, or else this video would be 6 hours long, but I'm going to show you guys all along the way. Alright, I just got this framed in. You can see what I was talking about now, about this framing extensions here, cut out of some 1x2, so that I can lay the paneling across there, and it'll come out flush with the rest of the wall. It's a little bit raised there, but all these walls are uneven anyway. So now I just start putting up the paneling on this wall. I got to do that one next, and this actually ended up taking less of this than I thought. I was able to do it with just 2 pieces. I thought it was going to take 3 per window, but nope. So just got to get back to it. All right, now hopefully you can see where I'm going with this. I've got these 2 sheets up, and I ran them all the way down here to the end to cover up that old paneling that was delaminating. I don't think it's delaminating too bad up there near the ceiling, so I think I'll just leave that and just paint that. I've got those 2 digged up spots there, but I've got plenty of that sheetrock mud left that I can just cover over that with. I've also got a couple little holes over here from where that old closet used to be that I tore out. I'll just probably just fill those in. So next job is to take my Sawzall and go around in here and cut out this paneling to uncover that window, and then put up the next piece. Alright, there's that panel up. I did this one vertical because I'm painting over all this anyway, and this is completely flat. This pattern is printed on here. Whenever I paint over this, it'll just be completely smooth and flat. And I'll be all I got to do is take that Sawzall, cut this one to match the rest of the window, and then this wall will be done, and that takes care of all that hardboard I had there. So I've got 7 sheets in there in the living room behind the couch. And I've got these little patch panels here, which is good because I've got some delaminating panel there. I can just put that on to cover it up. Yep, this is a ghetto job. It'll look better once it's painted. This is all getting painted, and it'll look much better when it's painted, but it's still gonna look kind of like thrown together. But I'm gonna be putting, I got some big curtains I'm gonna put up, and I'm gonna probably put some posters and things on the walls to kind of cover up some of this. I mean, that's pretty much the theme of this house, just cover shit up. So I just got that spot, that, and that, and then the walls will be done. It'll be ready for trim and then paint. I gotta come in here and trim in here. I'm gonna need some 2x6 to rip down to size to fill this in, and then put the trim, the casing around the window. All right, so that's that wall done. Just got to move on to the rest of it. All right, there's the wall where that smokestack was. That wall's done, and it's even trimmed out. I put the old door trim back up. I put that corner bead up that I had. I put these two pieces of scrap panel up to cover some bullshit. There was some delamination down here, and there was a big hole here. I've got some nail holes I need to go through and spackle up from where that old closet used to be that I tore out. And up there, that is what I'm going to use for trim all around the ceiling. That's that 1x2 strapping, furring strips. I've got some gaps where the ceiling is uneven and the ceiling is textured and the wall is uneven. I'm gonna go to the Home Depot later, pick up a tube of caulk and caulk in all those gaps. But this wall's done. I had a kind of a fucked up spot here where there wasn't anything solid to nail to, and the paneling was just kind of floating, and there was a gap where this one was flopping out and that one was flopping in, and it was leaving a gap where you could see inside the wall. So I tacked that on. That's the piece that came from in here. So that wall's done. That wall's done. And there's a fucking condom wrapper on the floor. That is mine. I did use that. Yay me. So that wall there is next. And then that wall. And then once these two walls are done, all the walls will be done. And all I'll need to do is get some trim. I got to get the corner trim for that corner. 6 more pieces of that 1x2 for all the ceiling trim all the way around, and then I got to get that baseboard over there, and then the window casings. But just baseboard, window casings, corner molding, ceiling, and all the molding will be done because I am keeping the existing door trim. Well, I mean, you can see I put that one back. And I'll finally be able to get a switch cover on this. So yeah, on to that one. All right, that's 3 walls down, 1 to go. I did the same thing here on this window that I did on the other one. I boxed it in, made the little extensions, frame extensions with the 1x2 strapping, and got the wall board up. And you can see this is that hard board I was talking about that I used. This is 1/8 thick hardboard. This is the same stuff that clipboards and pegboard is made out of. It's pretty strong stuff too. And I didn't mention before what I'm fastening this with. I've got this Ryobi cordless crown stapler that fires these 1.5 inch long crown staples. You can see those. So, yeah, just got this last wall to do, and then the walls will all be up, and it'll just be trim and paint. Okay, it's a couple days later. I took a day off after getting that window, or that wall done. And now I'm on to this wall, and you can see my finest hackery here. I've still got old lath and plaster there covered with paneling, and I'm not taking all that down. I'm gonna put the new hardboard up, but I need to match the thickness of that old lath and plaster. And I had some leftover sheetrock from the ceiling when I sheetrocked the ceiling, so I screwed that up. That's about the same thickness as that lath. So I'll put up the sheetrock to take up that thickness, and then I put up this 1x3 strapping. I used 2.5 inch common nails. That's in there nice and solid. I can pull on that and that ain't coming out. That strapping is about the thickness of the plaster in some spots. That plaster, because it was, put on by hand, it varies in thickness. I've seen it very thin in some spots and very thick in other spots. And you can see I kind of did the opposite order over here. I put the strapping up first and then the sheetrock over that. And I just stapled the sheetrock up with the crown stapler. So this wall's ready for me to put up the hardboard. And you can see my little pieces I put down there to have something to nail to down there, because that strapping was only 8 foot and this is a 10-foot ceiling. Oh, I hear a tornado siren. I hope that's just a test. And you can see I took down the thermostat. It was screwed up here to the trim, but I took it down and I'm going to relocate it to about over here somewhere. Yeah, just got to get to that. All right, that wall is done. And now this room finally has walls, complete walls, no studs visible anymore. Here the past couple days, it's been kind of weird seeing these windows actually with wall around them and not just big gaps of framing around them. So now the last job is to get that baseboard down, get the ceiling trimmed all around, get that corner bead, get the windows cased in and trimmed. And I've got all the stuff to do that over here. This is a stack of 1x6s for ripping to size and casing the windows with. One of them is going to be the baseboard for over there. This is the 1x4 strapping I'm going to use as window trim. This is the corner bead for over there. And then this is the 1x2 strapping I'm using as ceiling trim. Which you can see over there, there's quite a bit of gap down toward that end between the wall board and the ceiling. And that kind of stuff is why I'm trimming it in with that 1x2 there. You can see it kind of got a gap there too. That's because of how wavy and uneven the ceiling is in here. So just got to get all the trim up, get it painted, You can see where I accidentally busted out that board there when trying to get it around the switch, and so I had to take this little piece that was cut out of here and tack it on as a patch. But this really does not look as bad as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to look really bad. So it's kind of like the ceiling, where I thought that was going to come out looking pretty bad, but it actually pleasantly surprised me and ended up actually looking quite a bit better than I thought. I think once this room is painted, it'll actually look all right. I just got to go around, before I paint, I got to go around and clean the walls with some cleaner and a rag, get all the dirt off the exposed bits of the old paneling where it's showing. And then I got to go around with the scraper and scrape off any peeling paint like that and like that. You can see where somebody years ago already started scraping this door casing. This wasn't me. I didn't do this. It was already like that when I bought this house. So I just got to finish it off, scrape all the loose peeling stuff off, clean everything, and then get everything taken out of here. I got to clear everything out of this room. The stuff that's not going to be staying in here needs to go to storage. Just everything needs to come out of here so I can come in here and prep and paint. But that'll be another video. I think this one's gone on long enough. All the footage I'm sitting on, I don't know exactly how long this video is at this point, but I'm going to cut it off right here. The next video will be about the trim and the paint. And then after I trim and paint, I'm going to come in here and lay down the carpet. Like I said earlier, I already have the carpet, so I just need to come in here, clean the floor, sweep, vacuum, lay down the carpet. And then after the carpet's laid down, I got to install the outlets. You may notice there are no outlets in this room. That's the one little bit of wiring that was left to do, is putting the outlets in this room. And I will be putting surface mount receptacles just like I did in the living room. I've already got the wire for that down here. Roll of 14-2 that I had left over from when I was wiring the place last year. I've already got the outlets, and I'm so glad I've got some 14-2 left over from last year, because wiring prices have skyrocketed. Like when I was in the Home Depot the other day buying all that stuff there, it was like $160 for a roll of 12-2 Romex. That's about $100 more than it was when I bought it last year. Last year it was $60 a roll. And that kind of makes me worried if copper theft is going to start being a problem again. Because I remember a few years ago when Romex was like $90, $80 or $90 for a 250-foot roll of 12-2. We had an epidemic of copper theft in this house, of crackheads breaking into vacant houses and busting up the walls and ripping the copper wiring out of them. Now that the shit's like double that price, oh man, I hope it doesn't get to be that bad again. And I sure hope that all these shortages and price hikes doesn't last very long, but we'll see. Thanks for watching. See y'all on the next one.